Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and I want to thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this markup. I'm looking forward to a productive conversation for how we can work in a bipartisan manner to continue to refine these bills and move them forward. This is a great subcommittee. I think most everybody knows that. One with the important role of protecting consumers. That's why I was proud to co-sponsor H.R. 5313, Reese's Law, led by Representative Kelly, which will require CPSC to develop product safety standards with respect to batteries that pose an ingestion hazard. I want to thank Representative Kelly and Trista Hamsmith, who I worked with, for their tireless advocacy to continue fighting for this effort. While we owe it to our communities, our constituents, to be examining whether there are dangerous products in the marketplace, and doing so without unduly burdening legitimate businesses that follow the law, we are also tasked with ensuring Americans have more transparency over business practices, especially when it comes to business practices involving their data. That's why I'm thankful for Representative Curtis and Moulton's spearheading the H.R. 4081, the Informing Consumers About Smart Devices Act. This bill will require companies that manufacture devices with cameras and microphones not already prominently made aware to consumers. They must disclose such features. The manufacturers must disclose such features to consumers. And I think that's so very important. I'm also eager to advance my bill, H.R. 4551, the reporting attacks from nations selected for oversight and monitoring web attacks and ransomware from enemies act otherwise known as, it's called the Ransomware Act. That's what the bill's called. This legislation amends the U.S. Safe Web Act, a tool the FTC uses to protect consumers with international dimension, including by increasing cooperation with foreign law enforcement, and will require the FTC to report on cross-border complaints they receive involving ransomware or other cybersecurity-related incidents committed by our adversaries, China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran, just to name a few. This legislation is very timely, and in a few weeks, just in a few weeks. A few weeks ago, you saw the U.S. learned that the Chinese government hackers had breached major telecommunication companies and network service providers to steal credentials and harvest data. What the CCP will do with this information, no one really knows, but if their intent is to ransom off the information or use it to extort Americans, this bill will help us better understand these attacks and learn how to better combat them. So I'm hopeful my colleagues will work with me to move this bill across the finish line. So very important. We had an attack in our district last year in one of my cities. So certainly not to our surprise, this is not the only avenue the CCP travels to get their hands on Americans' information. Last week, we learned TikTok has been lying to Congress over the information they share with the Chinese Communist Party, specifically the data belonging to Americans. This is completely unacceptable. TikTok's blatant lies are even more proof for why the American people and businesses deserve clear privacy and data security rules. We need to give consistent rules of the road that give the American people more control over their own data and provide businesses with clear obligations that don't change based on location of their store. We must also be particularly clear when it comes to protecting the data security and privacy of our children and teens. That's why I'm glad to see our bipartisan privacy bill, the H.R. 8152, the American Data Privacy and Protection Act, included on the docket today. We've taken a lot of, we've gotten a lot of feedback from stakeholders and have made significant progress to better clarify and improve the bill since our draft was initially released. I'm very thankful for all the constructive comments we received up to this point. And I want to be clear, this is certainly not the last opportunity to work with us and continue to deliberate on tweaking this bill. We will, and again, please don't hesitate to contact my office as well. There's still more work to be done, folks, but we must take this important step forward, and I look forward to working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle and with our friends in the Senate to get this done. This is the best shot we've had in years to give the American people and businesses something they desperately need. Again, thank you, Madam Chair, for your cooperation, and I appreciate it. Look forward to getting these bills out of committee. Thank you.